The world of the British royal family has always been a tapestry, woven with deep traditions, hidden messages, and subtle hints that often evade the public eye until years after they are first dropped. For generations, every public appearance, every choice of wardrobe, and even the most casual conversations held by members of the House of Windsor have been scrutinized by millions searching for deeper meaning. This intense global fascination creates an atmosphere where nothing is truly accidental, and the smallest gesture can turn out to be a piece of a much larger puzzle. It is a universe where history is constantly being written in real time, often hiding behind the structured protocols and the polite smiles of formal royal engagements. When Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made the momentous decision to step back from their roles as senior working royals, many believed the era of decoding their every move would naturally draw to a close. However, the global obsession with their journey only intensified, turning every subsequent public statement and life milestone into a major international event. The couple shifted their focus toward building a highly independent life across the Atlantic, yet the invisible threads connecting them to the ancient institution of the British monarchy remained entirely unbroken. This delicate balance between establishing a modern, private family identity and honoring an immense historical legacy has defined their public narrative for years. Within this complex dynamic, the arrival of a new life is never just a personal joy, but a global phenomenon that triggers immense speculation, reflection, and historical comparison. To fully understand how these grand narratives unfold, and to stay connected with the most in-depth analysis of these historic global events, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and join our community of passionate observers. Long before the public receives official confirmation of major family milestones, subtle clues are often scattered along the way, waiting for perceptive observers to piece them together. The intense media scrutiny surrounding the Sussexes means that even the most casual, seemingly fleeting interactions during public walkabouts can carry profound significance for the future. Royal experts and dedicated followers have long known that the choices made by the Duke and Duchess are deeply deliberate, rooted in a desire to honor the past while firmly charting their own course. This blend of ancient reverence and modern independence creates a unique tension that keeps the entire world watching their every move. The atmosphere of anticipation surrounding their growing family has always been charged with questions about how they would choose to balance these competing forces. Every gesture, every shared glance, and every brief conversation with members of the public during their travels becomes a potential revelation, a tiny window into their private hopes and dreams. It is within these brief, unscripted moments that the true personality and long-term intentions of the royals are often glimpsed, far away from the rigid structure of official palace press releases. As the couple settled into their new life, the world remained fixated on how they would continue to navigate their complex relationship with the British Crown and the global public. The intricate dance of public relations, personal privacy, and historical duty continued to play out on an international stage, setting the scene for a revelation that had actually been years in the making. Looking back at their final years in the United Kingdom, certain interactions that seemed completely ordinary at the time suddenly take on a whole new layer of meaning when viewed through the lens of history. One such moment occurred during a brisk winter day in early 2019, long before the world could have anticipated the dramatic shifts that would reshape the royal landscape. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were visiting the vibrant town of Birkenhead in Merseyside, England, greeting enthusiastic crowds who had gathered in the cold to catch a glimpse of the expectant couple. At that time, the Duchess of Sussex was pregnant with their first child, and the global media was entirely consumed by speculation regarding the baby's gender, potential names, and future role within the monarchy. The atmosphere was electric with joy and curiosity as thousands of well-wishers waved flags and offered their warmest congratulations to the couple. Amidst the sea of eager faces, Prince Harry took the time to engage directly with the people, stepping away from his security detail to speak with local families and children. These informal walkabouts are a staple of royal duty, designed to foster a sense of personal connection between the monarchy and the public. But this specific day would yield a conversation that went far beyond mere polite small talk. Among the crowd was a mother named Rebecca Blundell, who had brought her young children to see the royal visitors, entirely unaware that her family was about to become a footnote in a major royal narrative. Prince Harry walked over to the family and began a charming, light-hearted conversation, first chatting warmly with Rebecca's 2-year-old child before turning his full attention to her 6-year-old daughter. The young girl's name was Lily, a classic and elegant name that seemed to immediately strike a chord with the prince. As Harry began to walk away, to continue his greetings down the line of enthusiastic onlookers, he suddenly paused, turned back toward the young girl, and asked her a remarkably specific question. He gently inquired whether she spelled her name with an I or a Y, displaying an unusual and highly focused interest in the precise orthography of the name Lily. This unexpected curiosity immediately caught the mother's attention, sparking an instant realization that this was not just casual banter, but a sign of something much deeper. Rebecca Blundell later recalled that she instantly thought the name must be a serious choice under consideration for his own future children, recognizing the distinct look of a father deeply invested in the sound, appearance, and feeling of a specific name. At the time, the interaction was viewed by many as just another example of Prince Harry's natural warmth and effortless rapport with young children. The world did not yet know that the baby Meghan was carrying was a boy, who would eventually be named Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor, meaning the name Lily would remain unused for the time being. However, the seed had been planted in the public consciousness, and this brief exchange in Birkenhead remained a fascinating hidden clue about the couple's private dreams for their family's future. It demonstrated that even amidst the immense pressure of their official duties and the swirling storm of media speculation, Harry was quietly harboring specific wishes for the next generation of his lineage. The deliberate focus on the spelling of the name suggested that it was not a passing whim, but a beautifully considered choice that held a special place in his heart. This subtle moment of human connection highlighted the deep personal reflections that occur behind the grand facade of royalty, where private desires must constantly coexist with public expectations. As the years progressed and the Sussexes embarked on a completely new chapter of their lives, moving across the world to establish their independence, that cold morning in Birkenhead faded from the headlines but never truly disappeared from memory. It stood as a powerful testament to the idea that the grandest historical announcements are often preceded by quiet, unassuming whispers that only make sense in hindsight. The public's understanding of this moment would eventually come full circle, transforming a simple question about a vow into a profound revelation of familial love and historical continuity. The anticipation surrounding their family continued to grow, setting the stage for a momentous occasion that would bridge the past and the future in a way no one could have fully predicted. The passing of time often reveals that what seemed like a minor, fleeting moment of curiosity was actually the opening chapter of a profound and deeply personal narrative. Following that memorable encounter on the chilly streets of Birkenhead in early 2019, the lives of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex underwent a series of historic, tectonic shifts that completely redrew their public and private realities. As they stepped away from the structured confines of frontline royal duties and relocated to the sun-drenched coastal community of Montecito, California, their focus shifted entirely toward creating a tranquil, highly independent sanctuary for their expanding family. The birth of their first child, Archie, had already fundamentally transformed their worldview, cementing their desire to protect their children's privacy, while still honoring the deep familial roots that tied them back to the United Kingdom. It was within this new atmosphere of hard-won independence and profound personal reflection that the couple quietly prepared for the arrival of their second child. The global community watched with bated breath, knowing that any child born to the couple in this new American chapter would symbolize a historic bridge between two completely different worlds, cultures, and traditions. The quiet anticipation that filled their California home stood in stark contrast to the intense global media storm that continuously swirled around their names, creating a protective bubble where personal choices could be made with deep intention and uncompromised meaning. As the spring of 2021 began to transition into the warm days of early summer, the couple prepares for a milestone that would not only bring immense personal joy, but would also send powerful, healing ripples through the complex tapestry of royal history. On a quiet Friday morning, specifically on June 4, 2021, at precisely 11:40 a.m., the long-awaited moment finally arrived at the Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital in California, as Meghan Markle safely gave birth to a healthy, beautiful baby girl weighing 7 pounds and 11 ounces. The birth was kept strictly private for several days, allowing the family a sacred window of uninterrupted bonding, peace, and reflection away from the immediate glare of global breaking news alerts and international headlines. When the official announcement was finally released to a waiting world on Sunday, June 6, it immediately triggered an overwhelming wave of global fascination, not just because of the joyous addition to the family, but because of the deeply significant, emotionally charged names chosen for the newborn daughter. The baby girl was named Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor, a choice that instantly struck a powerful chord across the globe and ignited an intense, multi-layered conversation about the past, present, and future of the British monarchy. The choice of the name Lilibet was an incredibly intimate, deeply deliberate nod to the baby's great-grandmother, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, utilizing the highly private childhood nickname that had been used exclusively by the Queen's closest family members, including her parents, her sister Princess Margaret, and her late husband Prince Philip. By selecting this specific, intensely personal moniker rather than the formal name Elizabeth, Harry and Meghan chose to bypass the rigid institutional grandeur of the crown to connect directly with the deeply human, matriarchal heart of the family. The second name, Diana, was an equally powerful and moving tribute to Harry's late mother, the beloved Princess of Wales, ensuring that her enduring legacy, tragic history, and compassionate spirit would be carried forward into the next generation. The combination of these two monumental names created a profound historical synthesis, uniting the two most influential, celebrated, and scrutinized women in modern royal history within the identity of a single newborn child. The announcement immediately captured the imagination of the public and royal commentators alike, who quickly realized that the name Lily, which Prince Harry had so curiously investigated 2 years prior in Birkenhead, was not a random preference, but the brilliant precursor to this grand familial tribute. The revelation shed a completely new light on that brief winter walkabout, transforming a simple question about spelling into undeniable proof that the couple had been quietly nurturing this beautiful, deeply symbolic naming concept for a very long time. The tension between their desire for a completely fresh, independent start in America and their profound urge to tightly anchor their daughter to her British heritage became the central theme of global coverage. Royal analysts dissected the naming choice from every conceivable angle, with some viewing it as a powerful olive branch gesture aimed at fostering reconciliation during a period of documented institutional strain, while others saw it as a bold, independent assertion of their unique position within the family hierarchy. Inside the quiet walls of their Santa Barbara home, however, the choice was fundamentally about love, identity, and the preservation of a sacred family lineage that transcended geographic distances and palace protocols. The name Lilibet, affectionately shortened to Lily by her doting parents, instantly bestowed upon the little girl a unique and highly complex destiny, positioning her as a living embodiment of modern royal evolution. The immediate global reaction to Lily's birth highlighted the unbreakable, almost magnetic connection that still existed between the public and the Sussexes, demonstrating that, even across the Atlantic, their family milestones retained the power to captivate the collective consciousness. The news was met with an outpouring of formal congratulations from high-ranking dignitaries, celebrities, and global citizens, alongside affectionate public statements from Buckingham Palace expressing the royal family's genuine delight at the news. Yet, beneath the polished surface of official congratulatory messages lay a deep, collective realization that this birth represented a truly unprecedented moment in the long annals of the Windsor dynasty. For the first time in history, a child positioned highly in the line of succession to the British throne had been born on American soil, a fact that added an entirely new, fascinating dimension to her identity. This geographical and cultural duality served as a vivid visual representation of the path Harry and Meghan had chosen, blending the deep historical weight of British royalty with the expansive modern freedoms of contemporary American life. As the world celebrated the arrival of Lily, the narrative naturally began to shift toward a deeper exploration of the profound historical echoes embedded within her very names, setting the stage for an examination of the remarkable women who inspired them and the intricate family dynamics that would inevitably shape her future. The naming of Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor did far more than simply signal the arrival of a new royal child. It established a living, breathing connection to the very soul of modern royal history. To understand the profound depth of this choice, one must look closely at the biographies of the two extraordinary women whose names she carries. Her great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, was the longest reigning monarch in British history, a symbol of unwavering stability who navigated the crown through nearly a century of profound global transformation. The name Lilibet originated in her own childhood, born from her inability to pronounce her own name correctly as a toddler, and it quickly became a treasured term of endearment used only by those who loved her most intimately. By passing this highly protected family nickname down to her daughter, Prince Harry ensured that the private, human essence of the great matriarch would endure far beyond her historic reign. This intimate tribute stands alongside the inclusion of her second name, Diana, which honours the late Princess of Wales, whose tragic and luminous life permanently altered the relationship between the monarchy and the global public. Princess Diana was celebrated worldwide as the People's Princess, a woman who brought unprecedented empathy, warmth, and raw vulnerability to a notoriously rigid institution. Her legacy of hands-on humanitarian work, combined with her highly publicized struggles within the palace walls, left an indelible mark on her youngest son, Harry, who has spent much of his adult life working to protect and honor her memory. By uniting these two names, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex created a powerful legacy for their daughter, ensuring she would forever walk through life carrying the spirits of both the sovereign and the rebel. As the young princess has grown, this fascinating blend of heritage and modern independence has continued to define her journey on the global stage. Following the historic accession of her grandfather, King Charles III, to the throne, The little girl's status within the royal hierarchy was formally solidified in accordance with long-standing palace protocols. In March 2023, it was officially confirmed that she would be known as Princess Lilibet of Sussex, a title that legally belongs to her as a grandchild of the reigning monarch under the historic rules established by King George V more than a century ago. This formal recognition served as a powerful reminder that despite the physical and institutional distances separating California from London, her place within the royal lineage remains entirely absolute and unbroken. Despite holding this grand, historic title, Princess Lilibet's upbringing in the peaceful enclave of Montecito has been deliberately shaped by her parents to prioritize privacy, simplicity, and a normal childhood away from the relentless glare of the media. Rare and carefully curated insights shared by the family reveal a bright, humorous, and deeply joyful little girl who is growing up surrounded by nature, family gardens, and the freedom of American life. Her parents often speak with immense gratitude about her easygoing nature, her sharp sense of humor, and her close bond with her older brother, Prince Archie, as they navigate their unique childhood. The world recently caught a beautiful glimpse of her growth when her mother shared rare, heartwarming family photographs to celebrate Lilibet's milestone 5th birthday in June 2026. The stunning images captured the young princess in a simple summer dress, exploring a vibrant green garden and reaching out to touch a purple African lily, a visual that beautifully echoed her beloved family nickname. The photographs highlighted not only her growing independence, but also a striking physical trait that immediately captured the hearts of royal observers worldwide: a magnificent mane of vibrant red hair that perfectly mirrors her father, Prince Harry, and serves as a vivid visual link to the Spencer family line. This subtle detail further underscores the idea that she is a true continuation of her grandmother Diana's lineage, carrying forward physical and emotional traits that transcend generations. The delicate balance between her private American upbringing and her immense royal heritage is poised to take center stage in an upcoming chapter that has the entire world watching with intense anticipation. Plans have been set in motion for the entire Sussex family to embark on a highly significant, deeply emotional journey back to the United Kingdom, marking the first time Princess Lilibet and Prince Archie will visit their father's homeland together with both of their parents in 4 years. This historic trip, scheduled to coincide with important countdown events for the upcoming Invictus Games, has sparked a wave of intense speculation regarding potential family reunions and the healing of long-standing institutional fractures. Behind the palace walls, discussions have intensified about a potential private meeting between King Charles III and his young grandchildren, whom he has had very few opportunities to see in person due to the immense geographic divide. This anticipated reunion represents a critical, deeply human moment for the family, highlighting the enduring power of bloodlines and the universal desire of a grandfather to connect with the next generation of his family. The timing and location of their stay carry additional emotional weight, with reports suggesting the family may spend time at Althorpe House, the ancestral estate of the Spencer family and the final resting place of Princess Diana. Staying at this historic estate, especially around the time of Diana's birthday, would provide a profoundly symbolic sanctuary for the family, allowing Princess Lilibet to walk the very grounds where her grandmother's legacy began. This upcoming journey serves as a powerful reminder that the story of Princess Lilibet is far more than a tale of titles and protocols. It is an unfolding narrative about family, reconciliation, and the complex task of forging a modern identity while carrying the weight of history. As she prepares to cross the Atlantic, she stands as a living bridge between two distinct worlds, embodying the rich, ancient traditions of the British monarchy and the expansive, forward-looking freedom of her American home. Her very existence proves that love and legacy can endure across vast distances, through public storms and private transitions, creating a future where history is honored but never allowed to dictate the limits of a child's destiny.